Josh is one of the many hard workers in this young DFL group here that are saviors. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing for me in my candidacy to become the next senator from District 11 and represent the people of Stevens County, Grant County, Douglas County, and Todd County. And we have, we came up, my wife Bonnie is over here. She's the one in the green garb and the peace sign. And you're from that era. Well, we came here in part because of this rally to talk about how Democrats in Minnesota will put things back in order and how we're going to gather the wits about us and we're going to start to restore our state, particularly in education, to where we used to be. We've got much work to do and there's money to be found, but we can do it. I remember in 1968, I was entering my 5th year at the Bemidji State University. And back in those days, the student deferment was good for 4 years. And then Uncle Sam said, we got a better idea for you. So I responded to the call. And I served our country for 2 years during the Vietnam era. Now, I didn't go to Vietnam, but I was proud to have served our country and given 2 years of my life that helped this country to go through a rough time. I talked to veteran after veteran coming back from Vietnam, telling me stateside that was a misbegotten war, and that was in 1969 when things were really getting bad. So that war was misbegotten and unnecessary and expensive with 58,000 lives. We're fighting 2 wars in the Middle East that are wars of choice, not wars of necessity, and they need to end. Woo! So when I get in St. Paul, I can't write the magic number or date. That's not my job as a state senator. But I will work with Senator Klobuchar, Senator Franken, and our congressional delegation to make sure that as long as we've got men and women in harm's way, we're going to take care of them, we're going to arm them as they need to be, and particularly when they come home, and they're coming home physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually damaged, when they come home, we have the obligation to take care of them. And that's what I'm going to be doing in St. Paul. In addition to that, we stand in this glorious day on this wonderful campus, this crown jewel of the University of Minnesota system. And we have needs here on this campus unanswered. You talk about young Bennett here. I like to call it kind of informally the kid and the old man. He's the kid. And so when I talked with Bennett about what happens over here and the amount of debt that he carries after 4 years of going to this wonderful institution, and every one of you walking out of here with debt of one sort or another, some larger, some smaller, and if you go on to a professional school, you know how huge that becomes. Minnesota can't afford to continue to do that. We've got to find a way to get student assistance so that you can earn a doctorate, so that you can earn your master's degree. You can go on and become a productive member here in the state of Minnesota and help us out. Our brain power is the story of success. It has been and will be. So we have to make sure that you've got an affordable education. Priority number 1. Priority number 2, our veterans. Priority number 3, we'll find ways to get the balanced budget done on time by May of 2011. And we're going to do it, with paring of some cuts. We're going to do it with some proper tax increases. It can't be done otherwise. Don't let somebody on the other side tell you that we can get the meat axe out and we can hack our way into a balanced budget. It can't and it won't happen. So we've got much work to do, but we've got the energy to do it, we've got the brain power to do it, and we've got the will to do it. Woo! Woo! I also want to say that it is so much of a pleasure to be on a ticket with Congressman Colin Peterson, who is now chair of our Ag Committee, and we want to return him to that position so we can make sure that our farmers and our agricultural needs of this state and this nation are met. So Congressman Peterson at the top of this, along with Mark Dayton as our next governor, and along with Bennett Smith in the House, and if you happen to live over on the 11B side of the district, Amy Hunter from Staples. So we've got a team together. We're working to get there. When we get there, we're going to work for you. I want to thank my friends from ASME, not only for your endorsement, but also for your kind generosity toward my campaign. I'm also proudly endorsed by the Minnesota Farmers Union, by Clean Water Action, and Minnesotans galore. These are some Republicans. All right. So, we've got much work to do. If you're a student here, remember, you can vote in Morris if you live in Morris. You can register on election day if you want to. It's permissible. But understand the rules that you have to have somebody vouch, or you have to have an ID that puts you in